Test, 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 Notice is hereby given that the City of Lamarck, City Council of the City of Lamarck, Texas will conduct a regular meeting on February 23rd, 2026, beginning at 6 p.m. in council chambers at 1109B Bayou Road, Lamarck, Texas, as well as via video conference hosted through Zoom. In accordance with section 551.127B of the Texas Government Code, the presiding officer and the quorum of the Lamarck City Council intend to be and will physically be present at 1109B Bayou Road, Lamarck, Texas. This location will be open to the public, and the meeting will be broadcast at this location on Channel 16 and via YouTube. The council will meet for the purpose of considering the following agenda. The meeting has been called to order. Ms. Nance, would you give us a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Councilmember District A.
Present.
Councilmember District B.
Present.
Councilmember District C.
Present.
Councilmember District D.
Present.
And Mayor.
Present. Thank you.
Council, can I ask all of you to speak into the mic you've had?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Let's now have our invocation and our pledge of allegiance. If you are able, please stand as we recite the Lord's Prayer together. I am going to ask Councilwoman Yancey to lead us in the Lord's Prayer. And then I'm going to ask Mayor Pro Tem Compion to lead us in our pledge of allegiance. Thank you, both of you.
All together, our Father,
Lord
art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Yancey, and thank you, Mr. Compion. Move now to item 4, presentations. There is a proclamation to be presented to American Red Cross for American Red Cross Month. I believe there is a person here. Mr. Robert Young. Hey, there he is. All right, Rob. Man, you were here last year, weren't you? Look at that. Well, we made it. And we will have a proclamation for Black History Month. Ms. Nance, is there a person that is available or to receive the Black History Month proclamation? So you're gonna come in and, okay, let's have the Red Cross first.
I'm gonna come down.
You'll come down to Red Cross. Not unless they're, did you want to look at this? This is our, thank you. All right. Welcome. as always, in this year that you have been away from us, you've grown a little taller. I'm teasing, man. Good to see you. All right. All right. Office of the Mayor for the City of Lamar proclamation. Whereas the American Red Cross continues to respond to disasters of all sizes, wildfires, hurricanes, home fires, floods, and other emergencies, offering shelter, food, comfort, and recovery support to those affected. And whereas the American Red Cross supports military members, veterans, and families through emergency communications, resiliency programs, community resources. And whereas the American Red Cross trains millions of people annually in CPR, first aid, water safety, and other essential skills that help save lives, strengthen community preparedness. Whereas the unwavering dedication of the Red Cross volunteers, donors, and partners strengthen the resilience of our communities and reflects a profound commitment to service, compassion, and civic responsibility. And whereas each March, communities across the nation honor the humanitarian spirit of the American Red Cross and encourage all people to join in this mission of the preventing and alleviating of human sufferings in the face of emergencies. And now therefore, we, the mayor and council, by virtue of the authority vested in the city of Lamar, do hereby proclaim the month of March 2026 as American Red Cross Month. And the city of Lamar can encourage all citizens to support and support the work of the American Red Cross, to volunteer, to learn life-saving skills, and to uphold the spirit of compassion that strengthens our community. Testimony whereof witness my hand, the seal of the city of Lamar, this 20th day of February 2026. Keith Bell, Mayor. Let's give the American Red Cross. Where would we be without the American Red Cross? And certainly I have had the privilege, and we'll definitely want to hear from our Mayor Pro Tem, of being on all sides of that Red Cross, being a young boy growing up in Galveston, Texas, hurricane, being a firefighter in Galveston, Texas, hurricanes, fires, and other emergencies. So we are glad that you all exist. And we are glad that you are our friend, not only all times, but more importantly, in those most devastating times.
Yes.
So thank you, thank you, thank you. Whenever you come before our city, as you know, we're going to ask you to say a few kind words. And so certainly we'd like to hear from you. And then after we hear from you, we certainly want to hear from your colleague and our colleague, Mayor Pro Tem Young.
All right.
Mr. Young.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. With the Red Cross, as you know, we like to say everyone have a Red Cross story. And you read a lot of things the Red Cross does. One thing for sure, the Red Cross exists in our community where we live and work. We have volunteers all across all spectrum, knowingly or unknowingly.
Yeah.
When they're activated, that's when they show up.
Yeah.
So one time the city, one time council for the proclamation and the continuous work. You and I would say, it doesn't work anymore, but we live and we support Marque, the city and what it's about in all the volunteer activities and in every way. Being a part of Red Cross is just a small token. And as we move towards this hurricane season, as you just mentioned, it's going to be critical and important, the partnership with public and private enterprises to make sure the city of Lamarck and residents are well taken care of. So I want to say thanks for the proclamation.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes, and once again, Mayor, when you go with that old commercial that said pork, together meat, right? And I want to remind everybody that when you think of first responders, the Red Cross is the other first responder. So most recently here in Lamar, working with the Lamar Fire Department at a recent fire, I think it was about 10 o'clock in the evening. We were out there working with the fire department, providing assistance in terms of the families that were impacted. And the Red Cross responds to these fires every 8 minutes. So we have a group of volunteers and sometimes staff that respond. I'm proud to work with Robert Young, who is a resident here in Lamar, a member of our Parks Board. I'm proud to work with the mayor and every one of the council members. They are all my colleagues and colleagues as well in soul with the Red Cross and the mission that we have of providing assistance to everyone, regardless of your faith, regardless of who you are, regardless of whether you like your mother-in-law or not. We're there to provide assistance to you, when the time to do the right. Thanks.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Mark.
Absolutely. Give the Red Cross one more.
One, two, three. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
All righty, thank you again. Good seeing you again.
Thanks.
Ms. Yancey, are you, and then you said, who did you say?
Just a comment.
Hey, so. Good to see you, man. You got called into. So you got called into some duty, huh? I think you gotta stand up. Are you wanting,
My mother was gonna be here.
your mother was gonna be here? I think you're standing in for Ms. Yancey's mother, that's all.
Okay, that's all right. You know.
People of Lamar, we know that the month of February is Black History Month. It is a month that highlights and celebrates contributions of Americans who happen to be Black or of African descent. In this city, we make no distinction. American history is American history. And American history certainly envelops and has as part of its story African American history. So we're excited to acknowledge the contributions of African Americans, Americans who have contributed to this country, as we do not diminish the contributions of every other people, because America was made great. It continues to be great by the efforts of all of us. But this month is in particular highlighting African American history and Black history. And so Ms. Yancey is here certainly to stand in, as well as Mr. Caldwell. You do not look like Sister Jones. I'm sorry, go ahead, Ms. Yancey.
To be here because, and I love that you are here, and you know that your family is a pioneer family, the Caldwell, the Hoodens, the Bosworth, the Hopwoods. And so my mother was raised the Bells, right? No relation to you, but and that's so important. I asked my mom to be here, but we had a family emergency. We prayed for my uncle, who's at the hospital with him. We had to put him on hospice. So I told her that no worries, I'll be here. So when I saw you, I said, how fitting that you would stand in as a pioneer of African American family. And like the mayor said, American history is incomplete without all of our history. And so there was a time when African American history was not either acknowledged or appreciated. The beauty about the city of Lamar is that we had one of the first self-sufficient African American family community that didn't have to go outside in Texas, and that's a history that needs to be acknowledged, needs to be appreciated. His great grandfather, Thomas Caldwell, was brought here as a gift. He was a slave gift given to the white master's daughter when she got married. They grew up together. And to know that this young man who was given as a slave at the age of 13, he left his family to come with the Butler Branch family here, that in spite of all of what he had to endure, the horrific time of slavery, he was able to still build a family of integrity, an amazing family who became teachers, entrepreneurs, engineers, mathematicians, all of that in spite of himself being born into slavery. He came to Texas and made an amazing family. And that is a testament to the beauty of our life, to the beauty of America, even in spite of that beginning. His ending, his new, and so that's why we want to celebrate this thing.
Absolutely. Let's give this
Vera Gary, yes, and Vera Gary.
Vera Bell Gary, certainly one of the
100 years old.
100 years old, one of the more prominent members of the Bell family. Let's give this Black History Month and certainly this wonderful family a round of applause. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Caldwell. In all seriousness, thank you for standing in, and certainly thank you for being the personification and the embodiment of a wonderful family, who was one of our founding families, this great city. Office of the Mayor, for the city of Lamarck, proclamation, whereas for 100 years, communities across the United States have formally commemorated Black history, beginning with the establishment of Negro History Week in 1926 and continuing through its expansion into Black History Month, marking a century of intentional reflection, education, celebration, and whereas this centennial theme, a century of Black history commemoration, honors the enduring efforts to preserve, uplift, and to share the stories, achievements, and contributions of Black Americans whose impact has shaped every facet of our national life. And whereas throughout generations, Black Americans have demonstrated extraordinary resilience, leadership, and innovation, advancing civil rights, enriching our cultural and artistic heritage, strengthening our institutions, and contributing profoundly to the progress and prosperity of our nation. And whereas Black History Month provides an opportunity to reflect upon both the triumphs and the struggles that define the Black experience in the United States, and to reaffirm our collective commitment to justice, equity, and the ongoing pursuit of a more inclusive society. Now, therefore, we, the mayor and the city council, by virtue of the authority vested by the city of Lamarck, Texas, do hereby proclaim the month of February 2026 as Black History Month in the city of Lamarck, and encourage all residents to observe this month with programs, activities, and reflections that honor the rich heritage, achievements, and enduring contributions of Black Americans, and testimony whereof witness my hand the seal of the city of Lamarck this 20th day of February 2026. Keith Bell, Mayor, again, one more time, let's give a round of applause.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3. You want to say your color? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Okay, there's another one.
Oh, of course. Hey, David. So you were photographer and. Ms. Yancey, did you wanna?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for standing here, my friend. You did a valiant job. What's going on with those? This is the question. Yeah. Thank you to those that have responded from the Red Cross, and certainly thank you for Ms. Yancey, Mr. Caldwell, for your response to our presentation period. Item 5, citizens participation, limited to 3 minutes per person. Comments from the public will be heard at this time. Any person with city-related business who has signed up may speak to council. It will be limited to 3 minutes. Wishing to speak, give the mayor or the presiding officer your full legal name, your address, and the item you wish to speak about. In compliance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, the city may not deliberate on comments. Personal attacks will not be allowed. Personnel matters should be addressed to the city manager during normal business hours. If you're visiting with us via telephone or cell phone, you may press *6 to mute or unmute yourself. If you are visiting with us on the Zoom platform via a smartphone, tablet, or computer, there should be a microphone icon in the lower portion of your screen, whereby you might mute or unmute yourself. If you are visiting with us in person, there is a podium that at some point will be moved to the center of the aisle. There is a podium that at some point will be moved to the center of the aisle. There is a podium. Mr. Caldwell, you thought we brought you up here for free? You were gonna have to, I'm just teasing. Thank you, Mr. Caldwell. Thank you, Mr. Loftus. Good seeing you, Mr. Loftus.
He moved slow.
He moved a little slow. He did. We're gonna forgive him for it.
Yeah.
If you are with us in person, there is a podium and a microphone on your screen. There will be a timer. You will have 3 minutes. It is hard to see that timer when you are worked up. And so Ms. Nance will probably start waving at you about 30 seconds out so that you can bring your comments to the barn. And again, as always, this is still America. This is still the land of free speech. This council is asking, we are requesting that we do everything in our power to attempt to be respectful to one another. I find that we can hear one another better if we try to communicate in a respectful, kind way. Thank you for your consideration. Are there any persons online wishing to speak? Good evening. Who are we speaking with?
This is Haley Winkleman.
Hello, Ms. Haley. Welcome. Name and address for the record.
Haley Winkleman won't be giving my address today. I just had a couple of real quick comments here. First off is,
Ms. Winkleman, could you stop time? Stop time. Ms. Winkleman,
yes,
we are getting some sort of static or picking up. Is there a way that we can hear you clearer, maybe?
how about this? Can y'all circle back to me at the end of public?
We'll
comment?
circle back to you.
Just
Yes,
really
ma'am. We can do that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other persons online at this time? Well, let's pick Ms. Winkleman back up on the backside of this. There's no one else online. Let's move to those that are here before us tonight. Mr. Clarence Caldwell. Welcome, Mr. Caldwell. Name and address for the record, please.
Okay, I'm back again. We forgot to mention my Aunt Vander Haynes Caldwell. Well, got to mention her, okay. But anyway, what I want to talk about, Newman Road. I know we had some construction work that was being done on Newman Road by putting up new poles up and also doing some putting in a new water line. But the people have stopped working, and the condition that Newman Road is in is horrible. And these people, I think they got one piece of machinery still there, but these people have not done anything. If we get a bad rain or flood, God help us, because the whole road is going to be washed out. And that's the honest to God truth. Also, the tree limbs and stuff that they cut in order to put the poles and stuff up, a lot of that stuff is in the ditch, and all that's going to be doing is just going to be, when it rains, it's going to flood. And also, I'm a man of my word. Also, I made a mistake last time. We do have one street light on Newman, one street light on Prairie, and we also have only but one traffic sign in order for post speed limit. That needs to be changed. Other than that, that's it.
You good?
Mhm.
Thank you, Mr. Caldwell. Rashad Office. Welcome, Rashad. Name and address for the record, please.
Good afternoon. I want to bring back to y'all attention about Olson and Olson hiding these records from the public, and us as citizens continually paying them to do so. So I want you all to continually keep that on your mind, because I'm gonna keep reminding you. And there's a lot of other citizens here who asking for records, body cam videos, and we're not getting them. And we keep getting a runaround. So again, I want to know why this council is allowing this attorney firm to hide records, or better yet, charge enormous amounts of money for records that are supposed to be given to the public. It ain't right. It's not transparent, and I don't like it. And I'm gonna keep reminding y'all, and I'm pretty sure some other people are gonna start reminding you as well. Also too, I want to put on y'all mind that I made a bunch of not so much complaints, but I put it out there that there was a lot of signage in this city that was out of compliance. I'm happy to say that, some of it is being corrected. So come budget season, I want you all to put in some money to continue that project. Like I say, some of it's being corrected. That's a good thing. So you can't continue that without any money. So let's consider that when it's time to start putting in the budget, because if we don't put it in for the budget, it ain't gonna get done, and then you're gonna hear me back up here complaining about it again. So yeah, but don't forget about that Olsen and Olsen. I want those body cams, everybody else want them. It belongs to the public.
Point of information, there. He's asking about the street signs, correct?
Excuse me?
Asking about the street signs that we meant. He said signage.
Signage, yes.
The street
I'm
signs.
sorry, Mr. Loftus, are you talking about street signs?
Yeah, street signs, anything to do with signage, right?
Okay.
There's a lot of it still wrong, but like I said, I'm happy to see that it's,
Getting corrected.
it's getting corrected,
Yeah.
right? Okay, I'm gonna complain. And Mayor, I'll come back and say thank you at the same time.
Absolutely.
But when I'm getting ignored, then that's where the problem begins.
Yeah.
But yes, it is about the signage, the faded out names, the street names. A while back, on when I'm still on KLMBC, former member Alana Brown and I brought to y'all attention about changing these signs, right? And then, that kind of fell by the wayside for various reasons. So a lot of these signs, you can't even read them. Stop signs, street name signs, some of them got moss on them. Some of them are just faded out to where you can't read them. So let's, consider that. If we're going to be a, all-American city, we need to look like it, right?
Yeah.
And you all know that I've been one that has said that since the end of time. All right, my 3 minutes up.
Thank you, Mr. Loftus. Mrs. Lorinda Essery. Welcome, Ms. Lorinda. Name and address for the record.
24 Westward Avenue. This is new for me. Want to back what he said. Yes, the signs are getting better.
Mhm.
I did get a speed sign on my street. Took 6 months, but we got it. So they are doing some of the signs, but there's so many more. That's not what I was going to talk about. Or the open records requests. Normal people can't pay $1,200 for a simple employees expenditures for the city on city credit cards. But I came up here because I got a letter from code enforcement regarding some limbs that I reported that my neighbor had sticking out into the street. It's nowhere near my property line, but I got the code enforcement violation. I emailed the person at the bottom of the letter twice and never got a response. I sent pictures in the email showing my neighbor from my Ring camera taking it to the curb, proving it's not mine. Then I called Miss Holly twice. Then I emailed her twice, and I still have gotten a response. This is a normal pattern with the city. I've been here 3 years. I've emailed my district leader, no response. I emailed the mayor, no response. I didn't print them all emails out because it's kind of pointless to sit up here with a stack of emails from not getting a response from the city. I like to say Chief Aragon was the only one that would respond with the city. He's the only one that I would email and get a response. I think that's pretty much it. I just want a retraction letter. That's all I asked for. Just send me a letter, take my address off the violation, and they won't do it.
Thank you, Ms. Essery. Mr. Robert Harvey. Welcome, Mr. Harvey. Name and address for the record, please.
Robert Harvey. I'm not going to give my address. It's my Fourth Amendment right. Okay. I normally review Councilman Lowry's Facebook page before these meetings to refresh my memory about his terrible behavior. But because Facebook deleted his page yesterday, I was not able to do that. He did, however, take to his other Facebook page. Excuse me. He did, however, take to his other Facebook page after his main page was deleted and immediately started blaming me for it and instructing people to report my page falsely to get my page taken down. And you're a little coward for that. I've never instructed people to report your page or get your page taken down. I will say, though, I remember about a week ago or so, he did a live stream where he was driving around going to businesses, trying to solicit trespasses against me and allegedly passing out flyers, instructing people how to unlawfully trespass me. And you're a coward for that, too. It did not work. I've been to Galveston numerous times since then, and his attempts failed. These are attempts to stop my First Amendment right, and this is retaliation for me practicing my First Amendment rights. Sarah Lowry, she's not here tonight, but she recently mentioned that she is going to run for city councilwoman or city councilman. I didn't have to look very far to find something to talk about on her. She sent me an email the other day and it says, quote, Harvey, you suck more dick than Pamela Anderson, end quote. And then she goes on to say how she didn't call my voicemail and leave numerous harassing messages and threatening messages and masturbating on my voicemail. Well, I'll let y'all be the judge of that.
Okay.
If I were you, I would stop with the lies and
Harvey, we can't have a, Harvey, Mr. Harvey, we cannot have a recording. We cannot have a recording.
I
Gus,
disagree. I've done this.
Let's stop. Let's stop for a minute and let's
Stop my
get Gus.
time.
We'll stop your time. That's fine. That's fine. Is this time stop?
This is
All
me
right.
expressing my First Amendment right. There's
Okay,
nothing wrong with
okay,
this.
so what
I've
I'm
done
gonna
this
do,
all
Harvey-
Over the country.
It's okay. It's okay. Let's slow down for a minute. What I'm going to do, because I'm not a lawyer, right? I'm going to bring Gus into this discussion if you don't mind, because I don't want to violate your First Amendment rights.
Why don't y'all just let me finish it? and
Okay,
we'll talk about
okay.
it.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute so that we can do this in a way that our residents feel comfortable. Gus, what are you saying?
Oh,
Mr. Harvey, come on.
sorry, I didn't mean.
Gus, what are you saying, Gus?
The council can prohibit recordings if they want. Mr. Harvey's free to address y'all. It's,
The council can prohibit recordings if we want.
you as the mayor can prohibit recordings if you want, as the presider of this meeting. It is up to you.
Is it against the law for a recording to proceed?
Blocked me from doing it before.
It's okay. It's okay, Joseph. We're here now today. Is it against the law for a recording to be brought forth?
It's not the best practice.
Okay, here's what I'll do without getting a vote.
It's not against the law to do it in the lobby. It's not against the law to do it right here. It's a public forum.
Okay,
It's First Amendment right.
here's what I'll do without getting a vote. Does any council member have an objection to hearing this recording?
I do, Mayor. I don't think it's appropriate that we do any recordings at all, period.
Your opinion
just-
is irrelevant.
Okay.
I do. I've tried to do that before and I was not allowed to do it myself. so.
Okay.
And Mayor, let me just say this and just say this. I don't do that because of Mr. Harvey. You know, I don't really follow all this stuff.
I'm getting tired of
But-
coming here. I just wish you.
But
I'm
here's
ready
my
for you to
only
be out of
point.
office and
I just
start
asked-
behaving.
Let's.
I just
yeah.
I mean,
asked-
act like an elected official. Now your wife's running.
Mr. Harvey,
Good.
Mr. Harvey.
This woman's asking people for a vote.
Mr. Harvey, Mr. Harvey, but the Mayor Pro Tem has the floor now. We have stalled your time. We're gonna give you everything you deserve, but we got to talk this through. Go ahead.
All
Go
I
ahead, Mayor Pro
just
Tem.
ask everybody, all our speakers, to be reminded that we have young people that we encourage to get involved in city government and families that are watching this program. And I say watching online. And for me, this is
woman's
something-
running for office. I just repeated what she said.
If I
showed
may,
that on the
if
voicemail.
I may,
Go ahead, Gus.
if I,
Those weren't my words.
Mr. Harvey,
Yes, sir.
we're trying to work it out.
the polls are open. It is prohibited to electioneer this close to the polls. I suggest you move on. And I suggest this council move on.
At this point, Mr. Harvey, you can finish your
Okay,
50 seconds.
I'll include this recording in the video I make. Everybody's gonna hear it.
Yeah. But at this point, finish your comments.
Well, that
Thank
was,
you.
let me check my
Ms.
notes.
Nance.
Yeah, she's always in my DMs. You know, I could have prepared more disgusting stuff that this woman said, but I was gonna play this recording. This woman is asking people for votes and she asks, can you imagine how bad it's gonna be if her and Councilman Lowry are up on this council? Everybody's ready for the drama to stop. I do want to piggyback on what Rashard Loftus says. The records being blocked and the body camera footage being blocked is ridiculous. I even paid for my, sorry.
Mr.
I
Harvey.
I even paid for my body camera footage already. And then after I paid for it, they sent me an email and said, oh, never mind, we're sending it to the Attorney General. So it's ridiculous the way they're blocking these records. Just release the records. Yeah, I didn't mean to press that, Mayor. All right, that's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Brandon Kentowski. There he is, had a hat on. Hey, Mr. Kentowski, welcome. Name and address for the record.
Brandon Kentowski, live on Oak Lawn.
Thank you for the 3 minutes, and it's been a while since I've been speaking to y'all, so I know y'all been hearing from me on emails. Joseph Laurie, man, I wish you and Harvey would squash this, man. You've already told me you've tried to apologize to him. You were wrong in the beginning. You have admitted that to me, dude. I wish you would squash it. Just leave it alone, and he would leave you alone. He's trying to do the same thing you're trying to do, hold people accountable. Well, so you say you're holding people accountable. You're making memes and stuff about other people up here, dude. Come on, man. It's not how you do it. I got a lot of questions. A lot of body cams and how the system works and stuff like that. I don't know what I'm doing. I just started this. So I'm learning as I go. So if we got to keep on shooting back to Olson and Olson, to the Attorney General, to the district courts, I got time. I got plenty of time to do that. I'm going to keep on requesting records and see how this thing works. I don't know how to do it, and nobody's telling me how to do it. But I think it's just easier if we're open and honest about what's happening. I'm just trying to get some body cam footage. I got issues with my neighbor and the police. The police, I don't believe they're doing the job correctly. They got erroneous views of the law. This guy back here saying when I shut my front door, it could be heard from over 50 feet. So technically I'm in violation. That ain't right. Man, I can hear music inside my house almost every day. Gotta listen to the siren still. I don't know if my neighbor knows somebody in the police station, whether it's a dispatch or somebody. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. So I'm learning. How much time I got? I got a minute. So I'm learning. I'm learning what to do. We can keep going back and forth. I don't have no dog in either one of them fights. I've been telling both of them online that they're both wrong and trying to get them corrected. If they'd work as a team, man, I don't know how powerful they'd be. I'd be scared if I was in y'all's position if they got on the team. I ain't gonna lie. But we just want truth, transparency, and to hold people accountable. I think it's that age of accountability now. Now, whether somebody's corrupt or not, I don't think that's the case. I would say incompetent, but I don't want to offend nobody. I would say we're not knowledgeable in the processes because the processes have been the same for so long that people just don't know what to do. So I think that's the problem here. So I think if we just have open conversations, we can all get this settled out and people can be held accountable, So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Kantowski. All right, is Ms. Winkleman ready? Ms. Winkleman? Haley Winkleman?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you a lot better.
Okay, great. I got my external mic set up. So my name's Haley. Not going to give my address. I just wanted to touch on a few things really quick tonight. First off, I've been talking about DARVO, deny attacked, reverse victim offender, for quite some time. We all got to see it play out in the newspaper the other day, the Galveston County newspaper. So I just thought that was kind of, funny. Not funny, but funny. Secondly, I wanted to follow up. I did not get to attend the park board meeting, so I'm not sure, but I wanted to follow up on the easement at JC Park behind Mr. Holcomb's house. Want to make sure we don't lose that property there. And then I also wanted to make a formal request that everyone stop unnecessary spending. Any spending, if it is not 100% necessary, there's no need to do it. Agendas are posted to the internet and all of y'all are provided a computer. It is ridiculous for us to waste money printing anything for any of you. You get a $50 a month stipend. It's your choice if you take it or not. If you're upset about the printing, you having to do it, take your stipend, use it for that. And then lastly, I just want to remind everyone to go vote. Polls are open this week, 7 to 7. May 3rd is the actual primary, but,
No,
They're not.
Ms.
March
Winkleman,
3rd. What?
Ms. Winkleman, that's
What?
that's called electioneering, and you are not here, but we are here, and it's still about 15, 16 minutes worth of polling location. And so we,
Oh, so
yeah.
I can encourage people to go vote?
Oh, because your voice is here in the
Oh,
chamber,
I didn't
and we're too
realize.
close.
Okay.
No problem. No problem. We are definitely going to give you about 30 seconds more time
Okay, and
and
I'm just
allow
gonna
you
say,
a mulligan. Is that what they call it?
Do over.
When you do it over? Yeah. We'll give you a mulligan.
okay,
Go ahead.
well, it's
You-
fine. I just think Gus needs to fix his face right now because I am watching on the internet, and that's unnecessary, sir. Don't look at me like I'm stupid. Y'all have a
Ms.
great
Winkleman,
night.
come on, Ms. Winkleman. Give us, we definitely want to hear all of the other things that
No,
you have to say.
it's okay. I'm good. Just he needs to fix his face. Y'all have a great night.
Thank you, Ms. Winkleman. Anyone else online wishing to speak? Very good. As always, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your comments. We have heard you, and we pray that we might be able to take a step forward and resolve the issues that you brought before us. Again, thank you for your consideration and your participation. Public hearings, item 6, the regularly scheduled meeting will close at 6:45. The public hearing will open at 6:45. And Gus, I am going to take 1 through 4 together, if you don't mind. Public hearing, conduct public hearing to hear public input on 6.1 ordinance number letter O-2026-0003, establishing a policy for appointments to boards, commissions, and committees of the Lamarque Code of Ordinances to revise committee membership limits to allow service on more than one committee, providing for severability and providing for an effective date. 6.2, ordinance number letter O-2026-0004, amending the zoning ordinance from C2 to L1 light industrial for tracts of land being lots 1, 2, 3. Lamarque Business Edition, parcel ID number 198327310 Highway 3, lots 4 and 5. Lamarque Business Edition, parcel ID number 198328306 Highway 3, Lamarque, Texas, and plus or minus 2.67 acres of harsh subdivision, parcel ID number 737526, and that is 416 Highway 3, Lamarque, Texas. 6.3. Ordinance number letter O-2026-0005, amending the zoning ordinance from C1 general commercial to R1 single family residential for a portion of block 18, in parentheses 1800-2, the division E, Cook and Stewart subdivision, parcel ID 195-695-714 Bayou Road, Lamarque, Texas, as well as 6.4, ordinance number letter O-2026-0006, amending the zoning ordinance from R1 single family residential to I2 industrial for East Park block of 6.1, in parentheses 6100-2, division K, Cook and Stewart subdivision, J.D. Moore survey, abstract 150, parcel ID 196142, and that is 2201 Oak Street, Lamarque, Texas. Are there any persons online or in person before us that seek to speak to item 6.1? Anyone seeking to speak to item, is that you, Mr. Pennington? Welcome. Didn't know if you were getting up to approach or you were leaving town.
I'm approaching. David Pennington, 924 Cypress. I want to thank council for making this change and allowing people to serve on more than one board and commission. I think this is long overdue. Is it going to fix your attendance problem and your quota or quorum problem? Probably not, but I think it will help considerably. What I see as the biggest problem is that this city council is not vetting the people that they appoint. And I've witnessed it at two council meetings, the first council meeting in January and last council meeting. Y'all sat here and pulled names off a list as far back as 2024. People that you're appointing to council need to know their responsibilities. They need to know what is going to be involved, how much time is involved. You know, I can remember a few years back, we didn't have a problem with attendance, but for some reason we do now. And I understand that volunteerism has changed a lot, but I really think y'all need to do a better job of vetting these people before you actually appoint them to a board or commission. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pennington. Anyone else seeking to speak to item 6-1? Mr. Loftus.
I want to piggyback off what Mr. Pennington said. That's absolutely correct. We do have a lot of people that don't show up for our meetings, like our last meeting, the events committee. Nobody showed up, so we had to cancel it. Have you all considered maybe allowing staff, outside of the events committee, staff to actually serve on the board if they actually live in Lamarck? I think that would be something that, maybe would help. Maybe actual citizens would be more, involved if they could serve on the board and not just be, an employee of this city. Because, right now on our board, we don't have a full board right now. So, yeah, we actually need more volunteers. And I think another reason that attendance is, or, volunteerism, as Mr. Pennington said, is down is because we got too much chaos going on in this city, right? People don't want to get involved because they're afraid of attacks. So hopefully we can change all of that. And that's about it.
Thank you, Ms. Loftus. Anyone else? 6-1. Ms. Kantowski?
I have a construction background, a lot of knowledge in construction. I would like to know what's going on in the city. So I'll volunteer for whatever boards y'all got. If y'all need people. So if I can get a packet for whatever board I need. Okay.
Yeah. Ms. Kantowski, you could visit with Ms. Nance and she'll get you right.
Thank you.
Get you everything you need to move forward. Thank you. Anyone else seeking to speak to item 6-1? 6-2. I'm sorry, Ms. Pennington, did you? Welcome.
Jackie Pennington, 924 Cypress. I don't speak often, but I will speak tonight because I really do feel that Ms. Park should be on a board.
Ms. Park?
Mardella. She is passionate about being involved with the city. And I think that should be allowed. That's just my personal opinion. Can you not hear me? Well, can you hear me now?
There.
Good. I would like your mother to be on a board. That's the bottom line. She is passionate about doing stuff in this city. I've volunteered with her. She is an awesome volunteer. Her being his mom is just a minor complication, but I really think that she would be good on any board. I don't know what board she's interested in, but I, for one, vote that her mom, his mom, ought to be on a board.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I got.
Thank you for that, Ms. Pennington. Anyone else? You second that? Did you want to come and speak, Ms. Taylor? Or are you good with sign language? All right. Thank you for that, Ms. Taylor. Anyone else seeking to speak to item 6-1? 6-2. Anyone online or in person that would like to speak to item 6-2 in our agenda tonight? One more time. Any person interested in 6-2? 6-3. Any person online or in person that would like to speak to item 6-3? One more time, 6-3. And lastly, 6-4. Are there any persons online or before us tonight that would like to speak to item 6.4? Again, anyone for item 6.4? Hearing none, we will close our public hearing at 6:54 and reopen our regular meeting, at 6:54. We'll move to item 7. This is new council. And let's certainly use this with great effectiveness as it expedites and makes efficient some of the more mundane portions of our deliberation. Consent agenda, all matters listed under the consent agenda are to be considered routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will not be a separate discussion of these items. The discussion is desired, and then an item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
I move approval of all consent agenda items, Mayor.
Is there a second?
Second.
This is new. So anything that has a 7 on it is what we're voting on now, ladies and gentlemen that are following along in the audience. Ladies and gentlemen that are struggling to follow along on the dais. Everything that has a 7. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's call this question. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Look at council. 8, old business. Items presented to council for discussion and possible action. 8.1, boards and commissions, appointing, reappointing, and removing members of boards, commissions, and committees. Are there any any council members, that have any appointments, any reappointing or removing of board members?
There's a lot going on.
I'll get to you. You gonna report it all? Mayor Pro Tem, go ahead. I'll get to you, Ms. Griffin.
Ms. Nance,
Yes,
just to
sir.
be clear, we had proposed some names at our last meeting, but we were waiting for passage, the second reading, right? That's why they weren't officially accepted.
I'm sorry.
No. So everybody that you all appointed at the last meeting we've already reached out to them. We've contacted them. They are good to go. There was one person, I believe, Miss Taylor, I want to say, that was on 2 boards. But now that ordinance has passed, that's not an issue anymore, and it passed
All right.
before her
Here-
next meeting, so that worked out.
Here, on the Board of
We're good. I just-
Adjustment.
Yes, that was gonna be my next
Okay, thank you.
next statement.
Okay.
So as speaking of your appointments last time, there were 2 appointments made to Board of Adjustments at the last meeting. They both were named Jalen, I believe. And they're not able to serve on that board. So we actually need at least 1, if not 2 more people appointed to that board before they can meet later on this week. And there was no other person on the list that requested that particular board.
What board was that?
Board of Adjustments. And that is a meeting that we absolutely must have.
Whose appointments, name those appointments? Who are they? Who are those persons?
One of them was your appointment and the other one was an alternate.
And we don't have anybody?
There's no one else on the list that has.
And when do we need, tell me that everything you just said one more time.
They have a meeting scheduled for this week, so we need at least 1 more body to be. at
And
that
we
meeting.
now can appoint multiple people?
Mhm. People
one
can
person to multiple-
serve on multiple boards as of about 5 minutes ago.
Richard said.
You want to be one of the members, Mr. Loftus?
The Board of Adjustment.
We need 1 more member before we just, let's think about it. We're gonna get Ms. Griffin in. Did you,
I'm good.
you good? You okay right now? Okay.
Oh, okay.
One is a committee made up of board members, so it doesn't count against him. If that's the question.
Very good.
She was asking how many boards, he's on the,
No, I was asking what the total number.
oh, okay, yeah, I was like, it's a special events committee, it's made up
It's
of
not
board
a-
members.
Oh, it's made up of, the sole purpose of him being on that board is that he is a member of
It's
another.
because he is a
Yeah.
he is a board member.
Gotcha.
Oh, I see.
Mhm.
It's not an appointment,
Correct.
correct?
And we
Okay.
need both of those to be
We would
filled?
like for both of those to be filled. One is an alternate. It's always better to have some alternates in the pocket just in case.
Yeah. Let me, I'll go in the point. Are you gonna? You okay? Okay, all right. City needs you. Well, the city thanks you. I had to check with you as a friend first to see if you're actually gonna make the meeting. I'm teasing, I'm teasing. Yeah, I'll get a clarification. All right, so let me nominate as my appointment, and thank you for that. In all seriousness, Mr. Loftus, I know I got love for you, and certainly you got love for us here. But thank you for this, to help move the business forward. I make a motion I nominate, excuse me, Rashard Loftus, 203 or 302. I don't know which one it is. Is it 203 Johnson or 302? Yeah, one of them. Johnson Street to the Board of Adjustments Committee. Any other appointments?
Mayor, if permitted, until Gus is going to review this, but pending the review, I would like to nominate Ms. Parks as an alternate,
So I just asked Gus about that.
Okay.
The boards and commissions handbook that you all passed a few years back has a nepotism clause in it.
Does that include parents?
It does. It's
Yeah.
parent, any first or second degree, that word that I can't pronounce.
Consanguinity.
Thank you.
Oh,
So that would be parents, spouses, children.
I see. I don't,
Need you at the microphone, James. I'll let you in.
I'd like to ask a question. My understanding is the ordinance don't go into effect for 30 days. Am I correct? Unless y'all set a date
I think
tonight.
this one we said
That correct,
immediately after
Gus?
passage,
Let me pull it up.
but I'm about to look.
Yeah,
So you don't have ordinance
she's
for 30
clarifying whether or not we set it for an immediate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have an ordinance for 30 days about a charter.
Unless what
Y'all set a
yeah,
date
yeah,
tonight
that's
for
she's
each ordinance that
confirming.
y'all hadn't done yet.
Yeah, well, she's confirming to see if we did it or not on the last.
Okay.
Thank you, James.
Sorry, in section 4, it says that this ordinance shall be effective immediately after final passage. So it's in the ordinance to start. Oliver.
So we have one on the floor. Let's Gus, I would like you to definitely give us some clarification on this issue, because a citizen has brought it up. Mayor Pro Tem has brought up a question about it. But let's get that in writing so that all questions are answered from a legal perspective. Any other appointments? Go ahead,
I have
Jim.
a question for clarity. If I understood, Kira, now with the appointment of Mr. Loftus, we have enough people for the business of the Board of Adjustments
For this next meeting.
for their
Yes.
next meeting,
Yes, sir.
assuming every one of them attends.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna put you all guys on speed dial. Make sure you're there. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Any other nominations? Two things. I want to talk a little bit about vetting, but I also came here tonight with the idea that I was going to remove a person from a board.
Okay.
And here's what I want to do. I want to give that person one more opportunity to have a meeting. I'd like that meeting to be set with yourself and with Ms. Holly and with myself, so that we can one more time try to get some clarity of purpose to make sure that we have a commitment before we move forward. We want committed people. We want to make sure that they are going to do what's necessary to carry out the vision of our city. Anyone else? Is that all right with you, Ms. Holly? We have one nomination. I'll entertain oh, wait a minute, before we do that. Gus, can I ask, in this line item, I know I can, but let's get permission. If we could talk a little bit about vetting.
Yes.
Vetting. So the way, I believe David brought this up, and David, you bring up a valid point. That there can be a more efficient vetting process. And so Historically, Ms. Nance, let's try to clarify. How has that process worked? Someone is interested, they fill out an application, and then what happens?
Right, we provide that information to the council. Historically, when the council has decided who they would like to appoint, the person's information is given to them and that council member speaks with that candidate directly. If it's someone that's already on a board for reappointment, we typically don't have to do that because they're already there. But if it's a new person, historically, the council member has wanted to have that conversation previously. I don't know if that, if at some point that changed. I know after you all make your appointments, my office does a reach out to them. We initially do kind of a look over their application to make sure that it's valid before it gets sent to you all. But as far as we don't make actual contact with the person outside of letting them know we received their application until you all have appointed them somewhere. And then we give them all of their information that they need.
There has to be a way that we would be able to vet, if I should express interest in a board in February of 26,
Mhm.
and I don't get appointed to a board until January of 27, or maybe November of 26, a lot has changed in my life.
Mhm.
And maybe even my interest level has changed. And so these folks end up getting appointed, and maybe they're in a different phase of life. I think, again, to David's point, it's a valid point. Because we are volunteers, we don't necessarily have the time always to do that. How can we vet? And this is not something you can answer tonight.
Can I have it?
You have an answer? Well, okay, if you're prepared. What is a better vet? I see you, Mr. Lowry. What does a better vetting process look like?
So the actual appointment ordinance initially states that the appointment season for you all is 3 months from August to December. What's happened in at least the last 10 years or so is all those spouts are not filled and it just keeps rolling over and rolling over and rolling over and it just becomes a year-long thing. If we go back to the initial idea of having everyone appointed during that time frame, it makes it a lot easier for the city clerk's office, whether that's me, a deputy, anybody in the future, to go in June, July, for us to both do a volunteerism push, a push for volunteers for applications, go through, call the people who, because applications stay on file, I believe, for 2 years, call the people who applied the year before and say, hey, are you still interested? It just consolidates the process and gives us the ability to do a full process versus, some people are on here for 2 years. They could have been interested 6 months ago in August when we first started talking about these appointments, but now it's February, almost March. Are we supposed to call them every month? Because that gets annoying for us to continue to call them and then we not appoint them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it makes total sense. Total sense. Yeah, let's see if we can incorporate that stronger into what we do. If you need resolution from council, whatever you need. But I think you're right. Let's try to drill down on that August to December so that we can start January as a full orientation, rules of engagement.
Yes.
And it'll be fresh on everyone's mind. Can you get that to us ASAP?
Yes,
So
sir.
you get a chance?
Yes, try to have that to you next
Yeah,
meeting.
we do have to come up with a vetting process because I started looking through some of these, it was last year. And I understand some boards and commissions, EDC, stuff like that, they can be from out of town, but there's people on Katy that live in Katy, that actually live in Katy, that are on here, people in Tiki Island. So I think it's important that we do have a vetting process. And also I'd like to see if we can go over and check the names. Well, I'll bring that up later, but we do have to have a vetting process because there's people on our boards and commissions, and we need people that have a vested interest in the community, people that live here, that have a desire to make this a better place, that are on these boards and commissions, not somebody over in Katy or Tiki Island or Dickinson. So we need a vetting process and a more stringent vetting process. Okay. And it's something that I brought up before, and I was told that we just take the application that they give us, and that's just the process. So we do need to do something differently.
Got you.
Mayor Bill, we used to get copies of those applications. And that would help me versus looking at a name to see what their interest or whatever skills, duties, whatever else that is. But the applications used to be part of the.
So we can submit them to you all, but we cannot post them publicly because of some of the information that's in them. There is some private information that is in them that was being posted in the agenda packets that was not supposed to be, which is why that part of it got removed. Now, we could go through the process of doing the redactions of everything if you would like to do it that way, or when we get them in, we could forward them to you all. It doesn't matter. You just let us know what you'd like to do.
Or when you put it on the agenda and you want us to select applicants, I would want to see the application instead of just looking at a list.
You do it in a redacted way, maybe?
Yeah,
Text
that's no
information.
problem. We can do that.
Okay. That good for you?
Or she usually, whatever is not included in the packet online, you usually give it to us on the diocese, right?
Yeah, as long as you tell me ahead of time, because a lot of times I know with you, we talk beforehand of who you were interested in. I have no problem with getting that to you. So it's up to the council how they want it done.
Yeah. But the idea is that we're going to streamline this process and shoot for August through December. That's
Yes.
the idea. Okay. Anyone else? Let's get a second for that nomination. Now, will we be able to function? We will be able to function?
Yes.
On the Board of Adjustments? Okay. Get a second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, council. We are on item 8.2, events and promotions. Considering staff recommendations regarding the 2026 city events and promotion schedule. And there's Miss Colleen. Good evening, Miss Colleen.
Thank you, council. I don't have an annual event calendar for you tonight, and I don't have any sponsorships, but I'm going to tell you what I do have, and what we have been working on, and give you some good news. Okay. So we have 4 events that are coming up really soon. One of them is on March 13th. It's the Ron Crowder Memorial Plaque Dedication and EDC Open House. That's an EDC event, so it's fully funded. Let me back up and say all these events I'm talking about right now are fully funded except for the Hurricane Huddle. Okay, this group is fully funded. The EDC is hosting that event to honor Mr. Crowder and his family. It's going to be very special because all 5 of our living mayors are going to be speaking. And so that's very fantastic, and I hope you can all come. So on April 11th, we have a Keep a Mark Beautiful Commission spring cleanup. We're going to bring back street teams. I don't know if you guys remember that from before. What we really need is community engagement in those events. So we're going to have our normal bulk trash drop off for the residents, but we also want to bring back the spirit of the event, which is including our community partners and volunteer groups to go out into the community and clean up. We're working with code enforcement to try to clean up some of the streets and trouble areas in Lamarck. So trying to bring the I Love Lamarck back. Okay. So that's fully funded. We have details forthcoming. I will need to be getting some sponsorships because we want to give gift cards. I don't know if you remember doing that in the past. So, but that one is funded. I would love to get some sponsorships so I can send some water bill inserts out to the people so they know about it. It does have a hard cost. I'm working on it, but it's moving forward. It's going great. Also on April 11th, city sponsored. We're all aware of the BTR Cajun Throwdown at Bayou Fest. I'm working through our sponsorship benefits for that. So I'm the primary contact for the sponsorship benefits the city gets. And so I'll be reaching out to council to invite you to come. Hope you can come April 11th. So same day, I have a morning cleanup and an evening crawfish party, right? Fully funded. And then the date for the Hurricane Huddle has been earmarked for May 16th. That's the one that I will primarily be working on to get sponsors. I have reached out to some of our financial institutions, for example, and some of our community partners, but that's not tomorrow. So I have a little bit more time. But those are the events we have coming up. And then I know everyone is very excited about the Civic Academy. That's going to launch this summer. Okay, that's going to launch this summer. We will need a sponsor for that. And we have a little bit more time though. So it's working. It's going to be this summer. And then of course we have library events every month that are fully funded. So there is a lot of good happening in Lamarck that's funded already. So that's why I don't have a ton of sponsorship package I need to show you tonight, but we've been working on it. I want to mention that the Texas City and Lamarck Chamber of Commerce, we have our 3-year fully funded contract with them. So there's a lot of opportunities for the Lamarck to show up and to get engaged and be involved in chamber events. I'm also serving as the primary point of contact for all of our chamber events, right? So the annual membership gala is on March 6th. That includes a video project I didn't know about. It's due. I'm trying to get an extension. State of the Cities is March 26th. The new teacher reception is July 30th, and the Chamber Golf Classic is September 26th. So those are some examples of fully funded engagements that we're working on. Do you have any questions so far about all that?
What was September 26th?
That is the Golf Classic.
Okay.
And I didn't know this, but did you know our fire department has a golf team called the Charred Pars? Is that right? Charred Pars are going to play golf for us.
Chard Park.
The Charred Pars.
Did not know
Yeah.
that.
Didn't know. So those are all things that are funded that we can move forward. And then above that, I know a lot of discussion happened around the Juneteenth and the 4th of July. We don't have the resources. We don't have it. We don't have the bandwidth either.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep trying, but I'm taking care of all these things first, and then I'll keep trying and I'll come back and give you updates. I did want to mention a couple things that are related to events. We have a new process that's going to make it easier for other outside organizations to come host events in Lamarck. So traditionally, we've been a little bit fractured in the way that we take care of people who want to have events here. So we're streamlining it and starting and ending in development services, which is new. So it's tough because it's new, but it's going to be better, and it's going to be better for the people trying to host events here. So if we can't, as a city, have 4th of July or a concert, we want to be easier to work with to encourage other people to come host in our municipality. So that's why we're focused on streamlining that event, making it easier, making the approval process faster. But it's new, so it's hard, but we're going to get there. And then, of course, we're refocusing on the city website. We want to encourage residents to re-sign up for our alerts so that they know about what's happening in our great city. And we're working through some of the issues on the back end of the website to figure out why citizens aren't getting alerts, and we're making improvements every day. So that's kind of an events update, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Yes.
I'm doing my best.
You are doing your best, and we appreciate it. Let me say this to council, that there are two events that are quickly approaching, and that have council has expressed, at least one of us, interest in continuing those events this year. One of them is Life and Liberty. The other is Juneteenth. Last discussion we had with you in an open session, council was inspired to go out and find sponsors. So council, to my left and to my right, let's remember, we said those events that were important to us, we would go and help find sponsors. It is March. And so we got about maybe 30 more days, Ms. Colleen, to look for sponsors, and then we got to make some
Choices.
decisions.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
council, at the end of March, I would love for us to be able to say we found sponsors to continue both of these events, at least for one more year. Secondly, I hear you, Ms. Yancey. Let me finish this thought. Before I turn it over to Ms. Yancey, I remember years ago that the city of League City would, and I may be saying this a little bit off, but you'll get the gist of it. They would basically declare events and then solicit requests for proposals for event companies to actually win those bids, to actually put those events on in League City. That has happened a couple times in my recollection over the years. Are you familiar with that, Ms. Colleen?
I have been, that's interesting. Thank you for bringing that up. And I can call them and talk to them about that. I have a vision for in the future, because next fiscal year is going to be even tougher than this one. So I'm doing my best now, but already looking forward to 27. And I wanted to see how BTR Bayou Fest goes, potentially if it's successful and council likes it, perhaps that group could throw us a concert with some fireworks, very simple concert with fireworks at the park, or a group like them, right? So this is the first time we've worked with the organization like BTR, and I'm sure there are other groups out there that do that. But again, that permit process is the beginning of that, because we're hard to work with right now. So I'm trying to improve that process. Miss NCU expressed the importance in that, so that it's easy for those groups to come in, get approval from our police department, our public works, then bring it to council and get Miss Holly's. So right now it's tough, but we're trying to make it easier. That's what I can do.
Sure, sure. Ms. Chance?
What has been the budget for the gala and Liberty Day? Can you provide that for us? What has been the budget? Typically, how much have we spent?
The for Juneteenth, the gala, it's my understanding is that those two events were the highest ticket items. I wish I could give you a number.
Yeah.
I cannot find it.
Barbara, someone can give us a number for that, for the Juneteenth gala?
We have looked and we're not finding in our financial records. We will continue to look and we will try to get that for you.
I think the issue is that this department was created and never given account numbers. And
Okay.
so in the past, there hasn't been line items for every event. I'm fixing that immediately.
Right.
Yeah, I've already got with the Mr. Ferguson and asked him every single event should have an item so we can track expenses, track where the sponsorships go for each event. We just don't have that information. I can't find it in the files. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've done
So,
my best.
Because that would kind of make it easier when you try to look for sponsorship, to be able to
Yes.
say, this is what it cost us, you know, could perhaps you do this for Liberty Day. I thought it'd be so neat if we made it like a white linen affair, so we can come in white linen. Wouldn't that be nice, right? To celebrate the 4th of July. So I'm hoping that we can find a sponsorship, anybody that's listening, to be able, I know when we did it at the gala at McKinney Memorial, they were very easy to work with and it got done. So I don't see why we can't do it again, but again, everyone's finances and budgets are tight right now. So we'll see.
I'm doing my best. I'm gonna keep working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I encourage us to look and check into A&A, which is in District A, to see if they would help us sponsor those 2 days.
Who said that again?
A&A.
A&A fabrication. You know, I've been also working to repair our friendships with our businesses here.
Right.
Because I don't know where they are. They're not coming to our stuff. The relationships are
Broken.
yes,
Right.
ma'am. I'm sorry to say it, but they're broken.
I know.
And so I walk into a friend, business that used to be my friend, and they're happy to see me, but they're frustrated with the city. And so that's not sponsorship on a check, right? But I'm
Right.
trying to repair relationships. It's just going to take me some time.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take some time. We're rebuilding trust with our business community, with our residents, with each other. And so having a big shiny event sounds like a lot of fun. There's a lot of behind the scenes repair that needs to be prioritized.
I know, because I live here and I'm very involved in the community, that they are looking for us.
Yes, ma'am.
People are looking for joy. People are trying to find joy.
Something different.
And I believe we can invite them to County Apparel, if we call some of those businesses, right, to be a part of these 2 events. You're just talking about 2 events, because you can't understand Juneteenth without celebrating Liberty Day. They go hand in hand. Can't eliminate one without the other. They're both a part of each other, right? So I think if we put it, give them that option, but again, people are busy. But if you have a sponsorship packet, we say, hey, if you could do $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, or even get 2 businesses to come in together.
I'll take 500.
Or, I mean, they may do that. I think,
yeah.
because that's what we were doing. I mean, we're not the all-American city for nothing. I mean, we went as a city in 24 and showcased our businesses. We showcased who we are. So that's what our citizens want us to get back to. And I think this would be a perfect way to do that.
I hope Hurricane Huddle really helps us turn the tide.
I think it will.
That's going to be our the other events we have coming up are fantastic, but Hurricane Huddle has always been a shining star. And it's to encourage all people to come and get hurricane resources. And I understand it's grown substantially since I was here before, and I'm
Mhm.
very excited to
Touch a
see.
truck and all.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think we
So
have town hall associated.
Will,
Yeah.
yes. Remember, we had a staff who was
Mhm.
super AV savvy, and it's just me now. So I'm gonna do my best. I don't know if I can pull off both, but we're good. Yes, sir. There was the town hall after the
That wasn't
hurricane.
the Hurricane Huddle.
It was right after it.
I know, yeah.
Yes,
Wasn't
sir.
at the
It
Huddle.
wasn't a hub? Where were we?
It was at the fire
It
station.
was at the park.
It was a
Yes,
different
sir.
event.
No, well, I don't know. I wasn't here, but my understanding was it was right after.
Right after.
Yes, sir.
It was the same type setup. Yeah. It wasn't a huddle. Yeah.
I
Same
don't know
thing.
if I can, I'll do my best and
No,
I'll
you're
try to
fine, you're fine.
deliver the most, but it's just me.
Well, we thank you. Just you. Any questions for Miss Culling?
Event. I know you listed Lemonade Day somewhere, and that really doesn't cost the city anything other than,
TIME.
yeah. And it doesn't even cost that.
It cost me time.
Well, no, not
Yes.
necessarily, not necessarily, but
We
anyway.
cross-promote it.
Yeah, we'll talk
Absolutely.
about it.
We
Yeah.
love Lemonade Day.
Yeah.
Lemonade Day is financial
Yeah.
literacy. It's been a beautiful vein through Lamarck for a long time. We'd be happy to cross promote it. We used to go to the kickoff. We used to have, schedule things in here with the kids.
No.
The fire department is still planning to go out to buy every single lemonade stand in Lamar, right? So they're still committed to doing that.
That's what I mean.
And so we're still supporting Lemonade Day. I will say we had a group reach out to us about a Juneteenth celebration at the park. And so I'm hopeful that if we aren't able to pull it off this year, we'll still be able to celebrate. That's what I want to encourage other groups to come here and we can partner with them.
Yeah.
What I'm hoping for.
Absolutely. Well, if there are no further questions, I don't think that we have an agenda, an action item tonight, just an update.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, council.
Absolutely. Item 8.3, Medium Pace LLC, consider request for a payment arrangement by Medium Pace LLC for permit fees. Ms. Holly, is that you or is that Gus?
It could be either. They have come in and they paid their initial $12,000. I need to ask if the fire chief will let me know if they have submitted their plans. So they were supposed to submit their plans because when they were here before, they had not. So what the new agreement does is it acknowledges the $12,000 payment and then has them pay out in equal segments over 12 months.
Oh, a little bit at a time.
What, do we know what the equal segments are? It doesn't really.
We don't really know till we get the plans submitted.
Yeah, until the city gets the plans, the city can't give them a firm permit fee amount because it depends on what the plans are. Which is consistent with any development.
Oh,
I heard, I thought that perhaps last meeting, Chief Merriman, you and I were talking after the meeting up here on the dais, and you were saying something about a temporary permit that your organization had the wherewithal to provide temporary permits
It'd
that
be a
have to be renewed monthly. I'm sorry,
temporary
this is your
CO.
crowd.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
It would be a temporary certificate of occupancy once they were done, and they would remain on a temporary CO until they were finally paid off. So they would not get a firm and final certificate of occupancy until they were done paying off their bills.
So, Mayor and Council, we are not under the practice of issuing temporary COs. But if this council chose to go with the payment option, that is one way that we could ensure that it gets taken care of, is with a temporary CO for those. As a practice, we don't issue temporary COs. There are very exigent circumstances that require in my years as a fire marshal, I've given one to Tech City ISD because they could not get an enunciator panel due to COVID issues. So we had a temporary CO for that one for quite some time. But we as a rule don't issue out temporary COs. That is one option for you guys for this that might fit in this particular instance if you guys choose to move forward with it.
Thank you, Chief. Council, this is something we deliberated on a little bit last meeting at least. We'll open this up for comment from each one of us if we so choose before we vote. Does anybody want to speak to this issue before a motion is made? Mayor Pro Tem.
I just need some clarity. We have the group that we discussed at last meeting. And we ultimately at least came to a consensus after much discussion that we wanted the business, we were a business-friendly community, and that the payment on a monthly basis, he went ahead and paid the 12,000, which I now understand he paid, correct?
That is correct.
Which he had not intended to initially. That was the entire amount that they had initially thought that the permit was going to cost.
That's why they paid that down.
Oh,
It's because that's what they had put in their pro forma. And then they had agreed that they would then pay the remainder off in 1/12 increments.
So if we're taking action tonight, it's for some amount unknown, Gus? Is that accurate?
That is accurate. We don't know until the plans are submitted.
That would be correct. And you also, you all last time also discussed, the prior agreement that I given y'all, I think, just provided for, one lump sum payment of the deferral amount at the end.
At the end, yeah.
Right. This one requires monthly
Yeah.
monthly payments. You also, Mayor Pro Tem, requested an interest payment.
Interest included in that.
Correct. Yeah, I put in 1% per year. Candidly, I got that from the tax code. That's generally what past due property tax amounts accrue at. So I figured that's how I came up with that.
Okay.
And then I also if they don't pay, y'all can revoke the CO, and I made it clear that that y'all have a tax lien to secure anything they don't pay on the property.
So the motion would, if we accept the motion, it would be that we are agreeing to accept the payment arrangement for an amount to be determined.
I would caution this council to put a cap on that so that they don't, so that there's a big difference between 10,000, 50,000 and 100,000 and 300. You have developers who pay you over $100,000 for permit fees, and it happens in every city across the state. It's not unique to y'all. It's common. So I would caution y'all to put a cap on it, because without that cap, we don't know. And that's going to force Barbara, once that number is known, y'all don't know what that number is. So I would, if you are going to pass this tonight or authorize this tonight, I would strongly urge you to put a cap on it.
And that's my dilemma, actually. I'm uncomfortable with entering into an agreement or this without some certain. And I also, and correct me if I'm wrong in saying this, apparently there's not a great urgency right now. They've been informed that they need to submit the plans in order for us to provide them an accurate permitting fee amount. Is that accurate?
That is correct, sir.
So, Mayor, I would suggest that we table this until such time as
They make their next move.
Make
Just
their
submit a
make-
plan.
that-
Their plan.
their plan.
That's a good point.
And one of the things I did want to bring up, Councilman Lowry had asked about just doing away with the fees, but those are the fees that it costs us to get that permit through. So either they pay that fee or the taxpayers pay that fee. And that's why we don't ever recommend just doing away with it, because then the taxpayers end up having to pay the cost of getting that permit done.
And beyond that, then we would set a precedent for other people and we'd open the door, which I don't think is good practice on that side. That's just my view.
Also, if I remember correctly, the paperwork said $48,000. It was originally 9,000. The contractor told him 12,000. It was a $48,000 estimate that he was given. And yes, oftentimes in cities, they do waive fees and stuff like that. We did that with Sam's Club because the tax revenue that's going to be coming in for it was astronomical. And when that Sam's Club was built, that worked out beyond beautiful. The numbers were astronomical. So it does happen. And I think we need to put a cap on it. So it does happen, and we need to attract businesses. Look, the guy is a surveyor. He deals with contractors. If we beat him down and beat him into the ground for some 48,000 that can turn into $78,000 permit fee, what do you think he's going to do? He's probably going to tell the other contractors he works with, don't do business with Lamarque. So I would suggest that we take a vote and cap the money, attract the business. It's got to have foresight. You got to look in the future. That business, that property is going to create so much revenue. It's a $3,000 tax that he pays per year right now. It's going to be a $3 million building in property is what he estimated. So just the tax on that alone, it's common sense, business sense. It happens all over the place. I say we put a cap on it. He originally was quoted 9,000. The contractor that he hired quoted him 12,000. Maybe he added some fees to it. We need to cap it. We're not being good. We're not attracting business this way. But
just inquire, Mr. Lowry, Councilmember Lowry. But what is the harm to go ahead and table this until we even have an idea of the plans? It may be that they come back with a fee of $100,000. We don't even know, right?
Let's cap
but
it.
That's what I'm saying. At that point, it would be, in my mind, I would say, okay, look, it's far beyond. It makes this project unfeasible, right? But so let's get it within the realm of what can the realistic realm.
what was the paperwork from last agenda? Did it not say 48?
That was the anticipated amount, but we don't really know what it is until they submit their plans, and they have not yet done that.
That's right. So it did have a number on it. It was estimated 48,000, which is ridiculous to build. It's ridiculous. I mean, I'm pro-business. Obviously, I've had businesses, Texas, Washington, Ohio. This is not going to attract business. I'm just telling you. And we waived hundreds of thousands of dollars for school district for their, bringing to school, whatever. I mean, I'll be a lone wolf up here all day long, but it doesn't make business sense for that person. It's not going to attract business. He's a surveyor. He deals with contractors, developers. It's not smart, but do what you want. It's not smart.
Mr. Councilman, I'm not opposed to what you're saying, but in the example of the school, we knew the amount, correct? I'm interested in knowing what the amount is, because this for me is also a learning experience.
So
that he was talking about estimated amounts. I like to deal with realistic amounts that we are committing the city. This is what it's going to cost you. And in that process, he understands the cost as well. We understand the cost. It's our challenge in Lamarque to attract small businesses, the fact that our impact fees are too high, correct? Remember, there was an attempt by this council to raise the impact fee when I pointed out that was not even possible under the legislation that was passed, correct? Right. So we haven't changed our impact fees. Our impact fees are still the lowest in the area. So all I'm suggesting is that we table this for the moment, get a realistic amount, and once we come back, then we can act upon it, because I'm supportive of their effort to build this business. That's all.
Sure.
Ladies, did y'all want to join in?
No, so were they?
Hold on,
So
sorry, 1 second. Can we pause the meeting for just a second? We're having a technical issue.
We can all take those poses like we have up there.